We're just going to wait about another minute here before 4 o'clock and then we'll get started. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our virtual business meeting for the WIS 11 reconstruction project from Kentucky Street to Kearney Avenue. My name is Kayla Wise, the Public Involvement Lead. Public and in-person meetings for transportation projects are temporarily suspended to help stop the spread of COVID-19, but the project team feels it is important to remain engaged with the public, and we welcome your feedback on this project. Please feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and we will answer them at the end. And we apologize if there's any delay in the presentation as far as streaming, and also while we shuffle between speakers. Today we'll be going over who's involved in the project team, where we're at as far as construction goes, and what our scheduled timeline is, and then also some public outreach that we can do. Today here with me in the field office is Josh Scarston with AECom. He's the project leader. We also have Jeff Kuhn with Zignego. He's the prime contractor, and then myself. Other project staff is Charlie Crummel. He's the project manager with WISDOT, and then also Mike Pirates, the communications manager with WISDOT. Our project limits are from Kentucky Street to Kearney Avenue. The project is approximately 1.3 miles long. It did begin back in February of this year, 2020, and is scheduled for completion late November 2020 this year. At this time, I'll pass it over to Jeff Kuhn, our contractor.
Hello, I'm Jeff. I want to go over the schedule with you guys a little bit. As you know, the westbound roadway is completed and traffic is currently on it. There is still some restoration to be taking place, but we are now excavating the road on the eastbound side. Storm sewer is going to start next week, so we will try to keep everybody in their driveways, try to keep access as much as possible, but we do have a road to build, so bear with us. After the storm sewer and excavation and backfill is complete, we will bring in our concrete crews, get the road paved, get the curb and gutter in, and then start working on sidewalk and driveways. We will also be doing electrical work along the outside of the curb to get ready for the signals that will be going on to the next stage. With that, we'll do the restoration just like we did in stage 1, the westbound side, and then we'll switch into stage 3. With that, I'll pass it to Josh Scarston.
Hello, I'm Josh. Just introduce myself as the project engineer. Kayla will be the main contact for any of the public involvement. I am more on the project level as far as questions and concerns, more specifically to individual locations or ongoing construction work. If you take a look at the slide here, this is an overview of the project showing our limits, as Kayla said, from Kentucky to Kearney Avenue. Draw your attention to specifically the work that's been completed already, which is the north side of Durand Avenue. Currently, as Jeff explained, they're working on the south half of Durand. If you take a look at the middle of the roadway, you can see some colored pieces in the median. That will be what we call stage 3. Once the south pavement is complete, then crews will come in and install the remaining medians and turn lanes and wrap up with the traffic signals and then return the road to service. So with that, I will turn things back over to Kayla.
Okay, so part of the outreach that we do is we have our WISDOT website where you can go on and see any of the briefs that have been sent out if you're not part of our mailing list already. Our contact information is on those briefs. I also have included it at the last slide of this presentation today. We do offer directional sheets specific to each business. I also do a weekly update on Fridays that gets sent out. It kind of gives you a synopsis of what construction has already taken place, what we're working on currently, and what's to come in the future. WIS does have its own Facebook page and Twitter, so you're welcome to follow projects through those media outlets as well. And then, as Josh had mentioned, so we are willing to meet on site with individual businesses to go over specific questions pertaining to your location. Another kind of outreach that we do is temporary business signing. You might have seen some of these for the north half of WIS 11's reconstruction hung on some of our barricades. If there's a better route that we can redirect people to take, then this is an option that we can do. It would just involve me coming out. We talk about how traffic would funnel back over to your business, and then we'll have you fill out the application and get it through the process of printing and then also installing. At this time, we're going to open it up to questions. And then here we've included the link to where you can submit questions. Okay, so what time will the contractor begin working and end working during the day? Jeff, I think that's a good question for you.
Typically, we start work at 7 a.m. and usually work until 5 a.m. We will get out there a little bit earlier before 7 a.m. to warm up equipment. And depending on where we're at with the work day, we could work until 5:36, but typical work operations are 7 to 5.
Okay, will you be working weekends? I think that's another good one for Jeff.
We will try not to work weekends, but to keep the project on schedule, we will have times that we will work Saturdays, just to get the job done as soon as possible. Like I said, we try not to, but we will do it if necessary.
Who do I contact if I have a problem? I think that probably me would be the best route to go. That way I can redirect you to whoever we need to answer your questions. If I can't answer them for you, we'll figure out an answer. Will my driveway always remain open? Josh, do you want to answer that one?
Sure. So businesses, obviously, with one access will remain open. We'll need to work with Zignago to make sure that they're taking part of the driveway out while maintaining access. Any single access driveways will be maintained full-time, residential or otherwise, for emergency services and access. However, if there's time when Zignago obviously needs to remove and rebuild the roads, there will be times, and that we'll be communicating those ahead of time, when driveways will need to be closed. As far as residences and otherwise, they will need to be closed for short periods of time while the driveway is reconstructed. And obviously we'll be working with each and every driveway as we pass through to make sure that that's communicated ahead of time.
Will I always have gas, water, and electric to my house at all times during construction? Jeff, would you like to answer that one? I'll pass it back over to Jeff.
You guys should always have utilities. In the rare situation that something gets hit, which shouldn't take place, then there might be an issue, but you should always have access to your power, sanitary, sewer, and water.
I guess I'll add on to that under this contract, none of those services are being worked on. And so if you do find issues such as that, contact Kayla or myself. as soon as you notice it so that we can communicate that to the appropriate utility or call the utility directly. Again, those are not under the contract for the roadway work.
Okay, at this time, it looks like we've answered all the questions that we've received. This link will remain open, so you can continue to submit questions even after this presentation. We'll follow up with whoever sends us questions. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.